Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. Today, we're going back to court and we're gonna try to figure out who killed Misty. Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the tests we had performed earlier. Tests? Yes, tests on the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree. Oh yeah, that. I completely forgot about that. You and me both, Phoenix. That's the weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim. So, what are the results? Was it the victim's blood, or... Due to time constraints, the full test wasn't possible. However, due to a taste test, there's one thing we can say for certainty. That the blood was... the blood that was on the dagger was not the victim's. That is all. Now then, let's start this trial. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Okay, and it wasn't Maya's. Then whose was it? I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. How rapidly? Because I just said this is probably going to go on to the next week, probably. So if it ends today, well, I mean, you're a born sprinter, I guess. No, that's actually not true. What were we on? We're on episodes... At least get to episode 69, game, please. Both sides will need to show some firm... Chronos, you're a child. Yes, I know. Some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor. From what I heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So, let's finish this quickly. Agreed. Very well. Please bring in the last witness. Oh, did you hear? Witness, please tell us your name and profession. Maya Fey? My profession is, I leech off of Nick. I'm the assistant manager of the Wright & Co. law offices. Maya, well, she's right. According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the crane channeling technique. Dots, I'm frightened. The Fey clan, I don't want any more to do with it. Oh, Maya, the pain of the Fey bloodline causes must be unbearable. I mean, to be fair, I get it, right? Mother left her when she was, what, 2? Finally comes back. Apparently gets, not possessed, but Dahlia gets in Misty's body, threatens to kill, tries to kill Maya. Maya comes to, realizes that the mother that she lost after 17 years is dead, and she'll never be able to actually talk to her. Not to mention that Elise was avoiding her, like, the entire time we were at the resort. Then we go into the fact that her aunt tried to kill her, and, you know, to get her little cousin in her position, and her cousin have a close bond. That's cool. That's a good bloodline thing. Yeah. Very well. Now then, Ms. Fey, when the event occurred, you were in the garden of the inner temple, and you witnessed the moment of Elise Donham's murder. Is this correct? I didn't see any... Straighten up this instant, young lady. Huh? Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. But Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching this whole time, right? You've seen the witnesses come out, and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please. Yeah, yes, Your Honor. Aww. Be nice to her. She's been possessed for like 2 days. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. On a way to a spare prep room when it happened. Spare prep room? Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" Then something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been this staff. Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Can't say it was a especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. It seems that it will be hard to determine the criminal through the testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Maya, you know what's happening now, right? I'm gonna press the living shit out of you. Doesn't look well at all. I mean, I'm okay. Fine, I'll press gently. Maybe. Who else was on the Intertemple side that night? Well, Sister Bikini, of course. But I remember saying that Iris would be coming later as well. On the day after the incident, Edgeworth met Bikini at Hazakura Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. So then, did Iris actually come later like she said? Well, let me think. She seems confused. Probably because she's so tired. No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come when I was preparing for training. So, if I understand it correctly, Maya really... So the events that took place was... Dahlia pulled a dagger on Maya. Dahlia gets stabbed. Both her and Maya fainted. Next thing we know, Maya channels Mia, asks what's to do, pretty much. Mia tells her to lock herself in the cavern, channel Dahlia. And that's where Maya stayed until the earthquake happened. Yes? Now she's here. Right. Who did it? Who hit you? Well, I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind. You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was? Oh, Nick, let me think for a sec. Stop pressing me so hard. I'm sorry, I just can't remember. I really is having a hard time. What should I do? Oh, press harder. Come on, Maya. This isn't making any sense. It's like that goddamn spaghetti ham joke, whatever the hell joke you said earlier. Why didn't you see this person? Well, let me think. It was, oh, that's right. It was dark, that's it. It was dark. It's not good to have too much light around when someone is undergoing spiritual training. Come to think of it, there was earlier testimony to that effect as well. So it was dark in the garden on the night of the crime, which is why she didn't see her attacker. I thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely the spirit that was channeled by Elise Donum, Dahlia Hawthorne. Very well, please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head? What happened afterwards? My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape, I think. You, think? I think I get hit like that. I was in a state of panic. There were only two things rolling around in my mind at the time. Well now, this is beginning to get interesting. So what were the two things rolling around in your mind? Probably the concussion. My name is Maya Fey. 1 + 1 = 2. You see, for some crazy second, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was. That's not all yes, it is. It's extremely odd. Your actions are understandable. No, that was really odd. I mean, then again, you weren't panicking, so I guess under a panicking sense, that makes sense. But what did you do then? You think you screamed, but you're not sure. Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, was it a woman, an adult, and a child? You know how Pearl is. She might have thought I was an orphan. I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits. Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes, kind of like I did earlier when that spirit came out of you. I thought this person might attack me, anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that it was my last hope. It sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. That sounds way harsher than I think you actually meant it. But it's hilarious. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What should I do? Do I press her for more details? Oh, Oh, yeah. I didn't think I was gonna have two here. I thought I was gonna say press harder, but, my last hope? Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? Oh, what? What do you mean by your last hope? No. That's what you said. You said my last hope. Huh? What? I said what? Look, you were facing an attack that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope." Yeah. You testify that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope. Oh, well, you know, that's like... What do you call it when that happens? Mine's not doing so well up there. Oh, yeah, Oh, that's right! I remember now! I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. What did you just say? Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming for help. Ah! What is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. Venus, I know, right? Can you believe that shit? Huh? Witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person. Well, I know she's lying to us, Venus. I meant to keep that part a secret. She's a liar, too. What have I done? It takes a ton of pressure to make diamond. Venus, lay down. It makes a diamond. That's what I always say. Ton of pressure? You're in court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber. I mean, you could try. Witness, the information you presented is vital to this case. I want you to add it to your testimony. A man? Who was this? Excuse me, who was this man? Well, you see, I couldn't see. You couldn't see? She's used this excuse twice now. Well, you know, lantern light isn't very bright. Lantern light, did you say? Yeah, there's a great big stone lantern in the garden. They always light it when the acolyte is there for training. Oh, Maya, have you learned nothing? Hey, you know what they say? Under the lantern, darkness reigns. So I can see the person further away, but not my attacker, who was closer. Plus, there weren't any other light sources at the garden at the time. Let me just read. I could see a man behind my attacker, but the light was okay. You don't mean, was it? I didn't know it at the time, but I think it was probably blood. And she's saying that's when Miss Donham, who was channeling Dahlia, was stabbed in the back by the killer? At the moment, I was paralyzed with fear. Apparently, I need to go pay attention to Venus, because she's not gonna let me, do this. Alright, I have showered Venus with affection, so hopefully she stops meowing at me. At that moment, I was paralyzed with fear. I was just sitting there in the snow. I'm sure blood got on me, got on everything around me. So what happened next? I don't remember. How were you saved? You don't even remember that? No, I haven't got any idea. I really don't know what happened at all. That's too bad. I worked side by side with Maya for 2 years now. I can tell when she's trying to hide something right now by how she acts. And right now, she's a filthy liar. All right, but what is she lying about? A man behind her. Didn't they say? No, not that. Something about like it being completely no lights, as opposed to like 4 lights. There were no lights. Was not. Oh! Was not lit. So there was a man standing behind your attacker. Yeah. That man, he's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Donham, otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother. The killer? Maya, You know who killed your mother, don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, there's this joke here where the judge would be like, Frank, I thought your name was Phoenix, or something stupid like that, but I'm just gonna laugh to myself and go on. I think she is in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony. Huh? What do you mean? What problem? Maya, on the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission. Huh? What? It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. No! Now you gotta do more panic. Oh my god! I just saw the heels on your shoes, Maya. How tiny are you? Order in the court, Mr. Godot. Explain this. Add the pureness of milk to the perfect, clear darkness of coffee and stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe, late? Light? There's coffee with milk or cream. I prefer coffee with cream, myself. I don't really like black coffee, which is like nothing in it. Ugh. It's like, oh, it's an acquired taste. Oh, so it's bad? Chronos, that's not what that means. Yes, it does. No, Chronos, you're being very rude. I don't care. If you acquire it, that means you torture yourself until you like it. It's Stockholm Syndrome coffee. Chronos, what? Be nice. Cafe au lait? Is that even legal? Depends on the part of the world and what state, laws. Mr. Trout's words are the milk and you are the spoon. Your Honor. I'm the spoon? I'm no spoony bard! High five, Judge! Didn't expect the Final Fantasy IV reference in this game, because I'm assuming that's a Final Fantasy IV reference. I'll have you know, but at the same time, high five. You must have noticed it too, Trout. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but she's always unstable, and that's not gonna cut it. What did you say? If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in this witness's last bit of testimony. Nick! May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, or an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker. She's clearly described him as a man. In other words, that would mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of our own attacker, her own attacker. No! Yes! Order! What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? I have no idea! Are you saying Mrs. Faye saw the real killer under pitch black conditions? Try. Do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could you have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene. There's something that you can only see in the dark. There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. Maya, did you see who the killer was in the dark? You did see who the killer was, and now you're trying to cover for him. Cover? For the man that killed her mother? There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is. Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you. You talk a good game, Trite. Let's see if we can walk the walk. If it was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff. No, Nick, don't! Please, stop! Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court, an officer of justice! And I'm here to find the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth. So help the judge. All right, Mr. Wright. Show us what you've got. Show us your move. It would have to have been someone with lights on. Because it was pitch black, Ms. Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible. What? But how do you propose to show us something like that? It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of the court. Maybe not recreate it. You know, I'm sure he had his reasons. But if there's a potential killer on the loose here, maybe don't turn all the lights off. Then again, I guess we'll probably see him coming, right? Conditions. Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off. What? Whose hand is that? I didn't say stop. They call me Cyclops. That was a nice bit of deduction. Try it. Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder. Order! Order! Prosecutor Godot, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it? Ha! Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean by that? If you got a question, ask the witness. That's my one rule. You get a lot of one rules, dog. Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night? Was it 3 glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question. You're wrong. I never saw that. Maya. I thought the person that stabbed my mom was a man for a total different reason. What? Witness, Mr. Wright, what the? Stop your chattering, Your Honor. Chattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's my one. Well, that's one of my rules. Okay. I thought you were gonna say that's your one rule again. I'm like, dude, how many one rules do you have? All right. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but the killer. When I came to, I was just lying there in the training hall floor. But by the time I get back to the garden, the place has totally changed. The torches were lit, and the body was gone. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up, too. Since the person did all that work alone, I assumed it was a man. God, did you really just make me say that? You're gonna get me on Reddit. So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to the killer. Came to think the killer was a man. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor, No need to apologize, you filthy liar. As Godot has said, you're extremely exhausted. It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you describe, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Because what woman could do physical labor? Am I right? Right, Phoenix Wright? So Phoenix is just like doing like the hand across the like, no. Shut up. You're gonna get us in trouble. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. You see Franzi in the background with her whip just ready to loose. Yeah, I guess that would actually loose her whip, right? Press. So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right? Yeah, I think it happened when the V victim was stabbed. So then the person that carried you to the inner temple could only have been the killer. That's what I think too. So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yeah, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. I don't know. It looks like she doesn't have enough confidence. I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again. Okay, so press her on everything or present something and then ask her. The torches were lit. Yeah, that's how I noticed that the whole scene has been changed. Let's say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could have done it? The killer probably lit them since it was impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya. I don't know. See that there? Are we gonna go with the fact that maybe Maya actually stabbed her mother in like some sort of self-defense? And Godot was there. And then try to cover it up and make it seem like it wasn't Maya that did it? No, I don't know. Very well, let's hear more about the condition of the crime scene. So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? They look really odd. Snow was removed in an unnatural-looking rectangular shape around the lantern. I mean, it looks naturally like someone shoveled it, sure. There's a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but there's all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use. An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away? Blood! Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say that a lot of the victim's blood sprayed on the snow? Yeah. But here I collapsed and ended up being splattered. Oh, wait. Blood doesn't match the victims. Oh, did Maya stab Godot? In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that the most reasonable explanation. Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. The killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it. There's no need to remove that amount. That's true. But he can't see it. He can't see red. Could have scooped up just the snow that had been stained with blood. But he can't see it. It looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue. But I think this will help me explain them. So you're saying that you never saw the killer, right? Yeah. And earlier, you very clearly stated that you saw a man behind your attacker. Nick, stop being a dick. Nick, I'm sorry. The real killer certainly went through a lot of trouble, moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on. And was it this one? Huh. Was it this one? Naturally, the killer must have done it right. Yeah, I think so. Why would the killer attempt with the crime scene? The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something. You did? Yeah. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake. What? Hiding it for you? Everyone knew that I was the only one on the inner temple that night. And since the beginning, I'd come back and looked at the garden. She may have thought that you had done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying that that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened? Yeah, I'm sure of it. Well, that certainly is an important piece of evidence or information. I want you to add that to your testimony. Okay, so we'll press this. But we know this wasn't from Godot, the name. Because he didn't know it was there. They did it for your sake. But do I present that there? Well, if the body and the blood had been removed, I would have immediately been the prime suspect, right? Yes, I suppose that's true. Yeah, and if that happened, the body would have caused some other problems too. If a real identity had come out right then, it would have been terrible. Massacring, killed by own daughter. I don't think Maya would have been able to handle it. But still, it's rather difficult to fathom the killer's motives. What reason is there to go through that much trouble to protect you? Alright, well, I think I'll present that lantern there next time. Thanks for watching. I will see you all then. Have a great day. Bye.